Okay. I think your sound and everything should be all the way up. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I should hold on to that because I'm going to need it in a second here. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to my show, The Sean Everywhere Show. I'll let y'all come on in the room. Let y'all come on in. Guess I can finish getting ready. Okay, I'll set that right there. All right. Everything has a thing. Every place has a place. Everything has its place. Right. I have been getting a lot of calls on the hotline. Okay, on the Sean signal. Okay. If Sean is not live, don't call. At this point in time, if you're not like family of Chrisean Jr., I'm only going to answer you. Okay. I think it's super cute that y'all want to talk to me. Someone left me a voicemail yesterday. It was super cute. I'm gonna read this message so you don't have to write it again. I DM'd you a video of Chrisean Chastity on live saying Chrisean said she needs to hurt her daughter in order for her to listen. And also Chastity said her baby scared of Chrisean. Chastity is the pretty dark one, right? She's the pretty dark one, right? Is that one you're talking about? Yes? Okay. As far as I'm concerned, her child, one of her children, ate some fatty and ends and all. Okay? I don't trust anything that come out of that hood rat mouth. Okay? This is the same one I was selling Chrisean's hand-me-down clothes online, right? Yeah, she's not a good source. Now, you know I don't like Chrisean at all. But I'm all for the truth is the truth and a lie is a lie. Okay? So I don't trust Chastity. I really don't. I really don't. I don't trust her. I don't care how she feels about it. That's on her. Okay? I just don't trust her. Pretty girl, beautiful kids. Um, I just don't trust her. It's just something hustle about her. It's like when she speaks, it's like a hustle behind it. Instead of just speaking because she has like truths to tell. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yes, shout out to you, sweetheart. But I'll look into that. I'll look into it. Shout out to all of y'all. Oh, Lord, I'm popular. Popular. Hot boxing tea. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, collectively. Jordan, Pretty Media, Larissa. Am I saying that right? Falanda. I know I said the right. Period. I did that. Shout out to Missing A. Hello. Shout out to Deuces, Black Butterfly, Miss Bennett, Black is Beautiful, Dana, Erica, Just V, Beth Craven. So many of y'all. I love y'all so much. Linda, Queen T. Hi, beautiful. Um, is it Eve? I'm just gonna say Eve. Mystery Unraveled. With a date, period. Tanya, Miss Bennett, hello. Ocean Breeze, hello. God blesses, Jackie Robinson. Let me see. I'm trying to see how that all of you guys. Just Glow, She Knows, Baby Shay, hi, moderator. Naira with the Ish, hi, Boo. Nailing with Drea. Nailing with Drea? Drea? What's that right? I'm saying that right. Shout out if I'm not saying it right. Oh well. Oh well. Are you correcting? Shout out to my Budusa. She said starting to get option. I love how you taking the lead helping Junior. He need a new mom ASAP. That's cute. He need a new mom, Sean. We gotta get him a new mom. Tip West, hi. Tip West, oh my god, I love you. Shay. I'm sorry. If I'm not saying it right, let me have it. Miss T, hi boo, moderator. Coco Renee, Bree 3000, Demetria, hi boo. Shrinking Sharon, moderator, love you. Thundercloud, hello boo. TK, Nita. I am so popular. See, look, here's my nightmare. Here's my nightmare. Look at Chibas. Am I saying Cheap? Sorry, Cheebs. Cheebs. Why you leave me out, Sean C? This is my nightmare. Shout out to my boo Oak Cliff Nikki for being a member for 47 months. Dedication. You understand me? And I love you. I love you. Yes, that lady better not call back in. Look, y'all are brutal in this chat. Nah. Now I raised y'all better than that. Look at here, unchuckables and plastics. Okay. I raised y'all better than that. Now I am sweet and skinny and young. Correct. Look at Miss Kickoff Cleo. She's one of them. Blame her. Okay, look at here. I raised y'all better than this. Okay. Now I'll be sitting up here trying to hold it in with these poll callers. They just want to talk to Sean. Miss Cleo, Miss Kickoff Cleo did everything. What didn't you do? Okay. Dana is very so much correct. Okay. Hi, Sassy Boo. So y'all be next. Caller, hang up, Sean. We don't like this one. I'm like, oh my God. Phoenix, do not blame that on me. I don't know. No, y'all be acting up. That's all that work. Get to school and all of a sudden y'all grown. When y'all get to school, y'all say, but y'all won't cuss. All of that. Now that's on y'all. Phoenix, don't you do that? Hand me good behavior. Don't have, when you do good stuff, say I help you do that. Y'all want to misbehave and then come over here and try to make it look like it was me. Shout out to my boo, Liv Nicole. Hey girl, she said thank you for making me giggle while at work. Oh, shout out to you and collecting the check. Now look at here. I done got a couple people fired being at work while listening to me. Okay, that ain't got nothing to do with me. All right, enjoy your work day. Tell your boss I said hello. All right. So y'all, there's so much that we have to talk about. Right now, I've been on the phone all morning. Okay, and I was on the phone a little bit last night, trying to make some rock and trying to make some move. Okay, let me tell you. Hi, Josie Lawyer. Hi, boo. So it's the title true. What part, babes? Because I don't lie in my titles. I tell the truth. Just like when I say I'm skinny shit. So I am a really hold on. Is this the better side on? Correct. So yes, I'm skinny. So yes, so y'all, the whole title is true. The whole title is true. Girl, I don't lie in my title. No. Everything in my title is true. Chrisean does admit that she didn't have an appointment for her son. And I'm going to let her tell you what happened because she's going to tell you. And we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into the change.org, the petition that we started today for him. Okay. I started it based off of some phone calls that I had. All right. Now, I recorded the phone calls, but I was advised because anybody can call. So it's like, who would lie about anyone can call? You can call, you know. But anyways, so I was advised not to because people like Chrisean like to use this as like scandal, propaganda, all that to make it look like it's online lynching, if you will. Like she's famous. So since she's famous, we're doing these things and harassing her out of her fame, you know. We have no validity to the things that we are saying is how she's going to approach it by saying, like, look, there are public calls with uh like CPS and the police, stuff like that. Like they're doing it for entertainment purposes. There was nothing wrong with my kid, blah, blah, blah. So she can use that against us, so that's why the advocate that I spoke to was just like, I wouldn't recommend. So she was like, you can, she said, but I wouldn't recommend it. Not if you're not if you're taking this seriously. So I wouldn't recommend it because it's really nothing that a person can call and get the information on their own. It's general information. It's not like I'm telling you something, that I can't, is what she was saying. So since it's general, if people want to hear, they could always just call themselves. And she has stated in Baltimore, the DMV area, they have got an influx of calls for child protective services, adult protective services. So y'all have been calling, okay? When I say y'all been calling. It was hard for me even to get through because of the volume of phone calls that they have been getting. Shout out to Collectively. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Mwah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Just supporting the channel. The image of the baby laying on that dirty gym floor embedded in my memory. Poor baby. I agree. I think that like who puts their kid on the gym floor? I can see like in a car seat, but just like on a bare gym floor where people sweat all type. Gross. All type of germs on that floor. But anyways, but thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So we're gonna start with the petition and then we'll drift into the title and what I found out about Chrisean Jr. and all of these child protection calls because I was really confused. I'm like, okay, well, it's not hard to find her. It's not like Chrisean has been up under a rock. We haven't seen her publicly. I'm like, she's pretty easy to, catch because she's going to stay in the Baltimore area. She's going to always be there. That's everything she knows. Everyone she knows, all of the people that would help her if she had a village, all that's home. So she's always going to return there. So, and Chrisean Jr. was born there. So I'm like, okay, well, what are you guys doing? Why hasn't anything been done since the last time he was taken? Because again, Chrisean Jr. has been taken before. I don't want people to think that he hasn't been because he has. This would be the second time that they would be taking him. And I was pretty upset at first when speaking to the Child Protective Services because I was just inquiring information. I wasn't calling and making a report because I know a lot of people have. So I want to do things the right way because if hundreds of people, from what I'm assuming, have already called and made reports on her, then that's clearly not working. So what's next is how I'm looking at it. Like, what's going to be effective? What's going to make y'all like go after her, seek her? Like, what's because it doesn't seem like y'all seeking her. It don't seem like y'all look for her. Not that I expect y'all to be out there boots to the ground, but I do expect some type of awareness to be being made if she comes in the area to check on this child. And again, I'm not a cruel person, and I do believe that part of Chrisean loves him. I think it's in a twisted way, a way that we can't understand because we love our children not only through words but through action, and she's not loving her son through action. And that has a lot of people affected. It bothers people. And some people are for real like lose sleep over this boy, and it's a stressful situation to see someone is in need. Like whether it's help, food, uh, to breathe, medical attention. So, like, it's a big deal to watch this on a day-to-day basis. Someone in the chat says, dang, y'all really care. How could you not? How could you not? Hi, TC Plus. Hi, TC Plus. Y'all go subscribe to my girl. It's like, how could you see that and not care? Being on social media has desensitized us in so many different ways, right? Seeing this type of behavior physically in front of you, I would understand a person not ignoring, but kind of just watching to see what happens next because everybody parents differently. But when you see this on a consistent basis, day to day, day on end, and nothing is done about it, it's a different type of you want to react because you can't physically do anything. That's what I'm saying. When you first see someone and that may be mistreating their child in front of you, you may just be a spectator, for a moment to see how this adds up. Y'all want an address for CPS? Hold on. Because again, I'm not against it. I'm not against y'all calling CPS. Mm, mm, mm. They got one. There's one you can report. She picks up things from this P.O. box. This is where all her fans send her kids' clothes, her son clothes. Here's one. I mean, this is her P.O. box. This is what she just did a unboxing. Was it yesterday? I believe it was yesterday. She did an unboxing, and during her unboxing, she put up this. Oops, that's wrong. She put up this P.O. box for you to send things to. Okay, it is P.O. Box 1126 Owings Mills Road. Oh, sorry. Lord, I said road. Maryland. I said road. P.O. Box 1126 Owings, 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 Mills, Mills, Maryland. Zip code is 21117. Mm, mm. I thought that was your church P.O. Box. It is. That's what she's always at. So why can't CPS walk in on a service? What's the problem? That is church. Mhm. That's the church that she's always going to. Yahweh. That's the church she's going to. Yeah, she's there. She don't have an address. She doesn't have a physical address. She doesn't live anywhere. Mhm. Correct. Hi, Cammy. I love you. CPS to the church. I mean, why not the church is over there collecting donations and passing the collection plate around while Chrisean's on stage with a sick baby. The church is over there profiting off of a sick child. How are you sitting there watching him gasping for air, extremely congested, but he on your stage and whatever he has is contagious? So you're willing to let your whole church be infected by a sick child while he's on stage with his delusional mother, singing Yahweh, talking to the congregation, passing around collection plates. Why can't CPS go there? Why not? Whatever Chrisean Jr. has is very contagious. It's very contagious. Whether he has RSV, pneumonia, it's contagious. Pneumonia is contagious. So is RSV. It's very contagious. So if there are any children in the house and whatnot, if they coughing and sick now, he's probably why. She walking him through the church, handing him to people, all of that. Why? And the pastor, because she took him right after he was extremely congested, she took him to the church and had the pastor pray over him while passing collection plates around. The collections weren't for Chrisean. They weren't for Chrisean Jr. They were for the church. So you can sit there and put your hands on an extremely ill child. That pastor couldn't convince me if that was his son and his son was that sick, that that's what he would have been doing. Mm-mm. Even pastors believe in medicine. Correct. Correct. Yeah, it's RSV season, and RSV is technically pneumonia. So there's different types of pneumonia. RSV is one that is contagious. Look at that. It's contagious. Correct. There's not just one pneumonia. C19, H1N1, all pneumonias. Correct. Let's not be so smart we're dumb. RSV is contagious. It's a pneumonia. So clearly pneumonia is contagious. It is. 'Cause they're not all the same. Correct. Let's not put the that in some. But yeah, we'll run along. This is not an argument, it's a conversation. I wouldn't be talking if I didn't know what I was talking about. I would ask. Yeah, so he's sitting up there with his child praying over the child while the collection plate's going around the room while he's extremely sick. That P.O. box number that I just showed you is for the church. Correct. It is. Why can't CPS go there? Why not? Why can't they go there? By any means necessary, right? Why do people look at Chrisean Jr. as a means to attack Chrisean, his mother? It's not. Chrisean Jr. has two club feet. He has club foot, but both feet. Nothing has been done. Nothing. This docs information states the different issues that his body goes through. All we see is him sitting in a stroller and a detached stroller. That's all we see. She has no address. She continues to travel place to place, person to person, house to house. Chrisean Jr. does not eat. He doesn't eat. What child do you know that's about to be 3 years old and you never see them eat? Go on anybody's social media that has children, they're eating. 1 year old, 2 year old, 3 year old, they're greedy. They want everything they see, even if they don't know what it is, they want it. They're always eating, all the time. They're always hungry. They're growing. So they're going to consistently eat. It's no different than feeding them every 2 to 3 hours. That slows once you start feeding them food, like table food. Chrisean Jr. does not eat table food. We would see it. You can't pull up a video right now, besides when he was an infant. He was about 3 months, 3, 4 months. and she was giving him table food and he was spitting it out. How am I attacking her when he's completely malnourished, about to be 3 years old, but can still fit a 9-month-old's outfit? Where's the attack in that? It's concern. That's what it is. None of the things that he's supposed to be doing, he's doing, and not because he can't. It's because he's being held back. He is not a baby, and she treats him like a baby. This is a problem. What don't y'all get about that? That is a problem. And we're seeing it on a public scale. If there's another mother publicly doing this, or father, hit me up and we'll get on them too. What are you talking about? And we'll get on them too. That's what we'll do. Mhm. That's how we operate over here. If you know 3 or 4, send me all 3 or 4, and we'll get on all 3 or 4 of them. It's called multitasking. I do a great job at that. I wouldn't be attacking the parent because I could. I can make my life simply me just live cussing her out. Helmets and, teddy bears and all of that going in on her. That's not what we're doing. I didn't cuss Chrisean out in the petition. I didn't degrade her in the petition. I didn't do any of that. I stated facts in the petition because that's what I was told to do. State what's happening and what has happened. That's what I did. That's what I did. Oh, CPS has located her. CPS knows exactly where Chrisean is. And we're going to get. And so again, like, nobody's attacking her. This again, if you are okay with a child going through all of that right in front of you, coughing and being extremely congested like that, living in a car, sleeping outside in a car, if that's okay with you, then go where she is. Go where she is. You're in the wrong place because that's not okay with us. Okay? It's not. It's not okay with us. How do you know? Because we see it. We see it. She's changing diapers in a car. We're watching her take clothes out the back of a trunk, going in a laundromat, changing clothes outside. Literally, standing at her trunk, changing her shirt and whatnot. She's live every day. If she had an apartment, I would say she did because she's live every day. So I'll be able to tell you, like, yeah, she got a place. Yeah, she may be in that car all the time, but she has somewhere to go. Like, she has an apartment or trailer or house. She don't have any of. Her last address is where she got evicted, which was the bigger home that she had, like Loki Mansion. That's her last known address. Like, that's how we know she live in a car. Because the bitch changing clothes outside of it. Like, I don't change clothes outside of my car. I don't do that. I do it at home. If I'm gonna change my kid diaper in my car, it's because we just so happen to be out. Every time she changes this diaper, it's in the car. Nobody travels that much. Nobody, buddy. What do you mean? Her son is extremely congested, coughing up so much congestion he can, and that's all happening in a car. Not a hotel, not an apartment, not at a friend or family's house. No, a car. Who kid that sick and you don't go home? Who? Crazy work. Moving right along. That's how we know. How you know the other? How you know the opposite? Better question. Cause see, I got all time. I can go right off the rip. Now your turn. Your turn. How you know she got all those things? How you know she got a place? All that? Because I would love to, so I can pull it up right now. I would love to vindicate her. I would love to say she got a place. I would love to say that. Why are you putting her on blast? She is. I only know what she shows us. I'm not putting anything on blast. The only thing I'm putting on blast is that Chrisean Jr. needs help. Chrisean Jr. needs help. That's what's on blast. That's what this petition that I'm about to read is about. It's not about Chrisean. It's not about her. I don't care nothing about her, honestly. Moving right along. Um, Before we were really interrupted. That was cute. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. What is? Can we get the new one, please? I want to see how many signatures because y'all already been like crazy signing. Right here. Whatever, here's 40 signatures. Shout out to you. Oh my god, I love you guys. I love you guys. The link to the petition is on my community wall. If you would like to sign the petition, I would love you guys too. I will tell you why I made the petition after we get done reading it right here. Can I read? Oh, it's already a whole bunch of comments. We're gonna reach our comments too. We're gonna reach our comments too. Why not? Okay, right here. This is being reviewed. Oh, okay. We're good. Everything's good. Okay, the signatures. All right. 42 signatures now. Okay, all right, let's go. All right, sorry. Let me read the petition. So sorry. Why is it making me do all of this? I just want to read it. I just want to read it. All right. So the petition says Chrisean E. Malone, aka Chrisean Rock, has been raising her son, Chrisean Jesus Malone Jr., alone for almost 2.5 years. During that short time, Chrisean Jr. has been exploited numerous times for reasons such as revenge, financial gain, and to repair toxic public relationships. Chrisean Jr. ooh, Lord. Chrisean Jr. has had his genitals exposed online for public view and has been showcased online shows with random bruising to his face, arm areas. Fact. I have pictures. I'm sorry. I have pictures. I do. Chrisean Jr. is approaching 3 years old and has never walked nor crawled and is still currently in diapers. Chrisean Jr. does not eat solid foods and has trouble chewing and swallowing without assistance. Recent online Chrisean Jr.'s chronic scratching in the abdomen and lower back areas for reasons which could be diaper rash or bed floor sores or bed/floor sores from constantly being in the baby stroller shown above. Chrisean Jr. has not received a proper car seat for automobiles, and Chrisean Jr. travels in a detached carrier of a stroller that does not have the proper attachments to keep Chrisean safe during a car collision, etc. Chrisean Jr. fell sick from pneumonia or RSV and had to deal with the sickness living inside of a silver sedan vehicle that Chrisean Jr. travels state to state inside of, which has sparked many online advocates and mandated reporters to contact CPS in multiple states, the area where Chrisean Jr. was born. Chrisean Jr. is constantly in danger, not to mention Chrisean Jr. suffers from fetal alcohol syndrome, neonatal abstinence syndrome, seizure disorder, spasticity, and cortical vision impairment. And Chrisean Jr. needs to see at least 7 specialists with referrals from doctors for palliative care that he has not received since birth. Real. Chrisean Jr. also still suffers from a hernia after one was removed since his last surgery, which happened because Chrisean Jr.'s genitals were made public online. Chrisean Jr. has not received the second surgery. We come forward as a concerned community, asking Baltimore County and government to use the powerful social services at hand to remove Chrisean Jr. for medical reasons due to his declining health and physical stature. Suspected child neglect has been reported with proof as of recent as today due to Chrisean Jr. being violently sick, and Chrisean Jr. has yet to see a doctor nor has had medical contact with a licensed professional. We, the community, use our voice and signatures to help a toddler child be saved from further stagnation and be able to persevere with adults that will use their time and effort to get Chrisean Jr. back on track with his health and lifestyle. Thank you, Shine Everywhere Show and the community. If the link was not working, it's because I was just editing it. It should work now. It should work now. It should work. So yeah, I'm sorry if it wasn't working. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Okay, over 1,100 people in the building. So let's get into Chrisean real quick. We're going to get right back into the petition, but before we do, I would like to prove some points as I tell you why I contacted, which I'm going to give you all that phone number as well. Hang on one second here. Right here. So Baltimore services right here, because I'm going to give you guys the number. Which one should you call? Okay, and it's Adult Protective Services. Okay, do not contact CPS if at the child division. Contact the adult. Okay, and this is why. The reason you should contact the adult social services is because Chrisean Rock is special needs. Let me get something to drink. Chrisean Rock has special needs. Correct. Chrisean Rock is a VA. Okay. This is why it is not working when y'all are calling CPS, because Chrisean Rock is a vulnerable adult. Fact. Mhm, mhm. Correct. She's special needs. Special needs herself. We can have the state remove Chrisean Jr. due to medical reasons. Everybody calling in about her not having a place to stay and her VA, vulnerable adult, is what Chrisean is. Chrisean is basically a ward of the state herself. Okay? Yeah. She's basically a ward of the state, or, the state handles her. Okay? And due to her parents losing her multiple times, she became a ward of the state a long time ago. Due to her having special needs, due to her being born herself with alcohol fetal. Chrisean has alcohol fetal herself. Mhm. Correct. Correct. She suffers from FASD as well. Boom. 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 This is why her family never wanted her having kids. This is why her family kept encouraging her to get abortions every time she would get pregnant. Just like as of recently, she was just pregnant not too long ago by 33K. She just got an abortion not too long ago. And if you pay attention to one of her lives, she was kind of telling you without telling you that she just did. How do we know? Because she admits it. Okay. She said she had 3 by Ronnie and about 3 with Blueface. She admitted that. Yeah, I'm not in her coochie. And you mad. Yeah, I'm not in there. I don't go to OGBYNs with her. I don't do that. She admitted that. Correct. She said the last time she was actually pregnant by Blueface, she got rid of it. She's on shows, her doing interviews. She stated she's had at least 6 to 7 abortions. That was her. Not me making anything up. Her. She's admitted this. Watch my survivings. I'm not just talking to talk. Promise. So yeah, based off of the same things that she said before, she just said the same thing about 33K. So I was like, oh, so then you were pregnant. When Blueface was talking about her body, calling her fat and saying that she was out of shape, she was pregnant. Boop. It's my next survivor. And she was pregnant. She got rid of it. Hmm. It's also why she left baddies. Uh-huh. She didn't want to fight pregnant. That's why she left. That whole Taseki thing, that wasn't a big deal. She could have just stayed. Yeah, so she left. She was with 33K. He the one told her to leave. When she went and got the check and from Lemmy, she went straight to 33. He the one who spent the majority of it. We keep it real. Uh-huh. She was with him for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's. She was with Nikki Baby. Because she had got rid of the baby. Hmm. And we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna show you. That's why she was crying and alive, all of that. She was pregnant. Correct. Hmm. Yeah. How do you know that she has alcohol fetal? T. T. I do have T. Just T. I ain't talking. T. Absolutely. But yeah, she has FASD. Chrisean. So we're going about it the wrong way and trying to get Chrisean Jr. removed. Reporting saying that, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, she left him here, she abandons him, she ain't taking him to, that ain't working. What's going to work, what's going to help them crack down on her is the medical visits that he is supposed to be going to. That is what's going to help remove, because she, being on the spectrum, if you will, can't necessarily identify with raising a child. Okay, so someone like her, common sense isn't common. See what I'm saying? It's common sense if your kid gets sick, taken to the doctor. Correct. Common sense. She don't have that. Because if she did, she'd take a baby to the doctor. When people look at Krishan, it's like childlike. No, that's how a lot of people that are suffering, that whether they have autism or Asperger's or some even people with like severe bipolar, and whatnot, alcohol fetal, and what a lot of them act way younger than what they are. You'll have a male, especially, that'll be 35 years old, but act like a 12-year-old or 13-year-old and whatnot. They're really childlike. That's her. She's the same thing, like 100%. We see it all the time. Her speech, when she tries to talk, and it's like you just don't. Because before, I just thought she was doing that for clout. Because people always was like, oh, well, before Krishan came out or before she was this and that, before Blueface, da da da, she was this and that. So then I went and researched, I went and looked. Because she had YouTube channels, all of that. She was just as slow, not to insult her, but she was, yeah, it wasn't giving. I was like, oh, well, she doesn't show any signs of intelligence. And then people try to make it seem like because it was an accident. No, she was born like that. She was born that way. Both parents alkies, both parents on drugs and whatnot. She was born with a lot of the same things. Now, I'm not going to say she has everything that Krishan Jr. has. I have no idea. But I do know that Krishan is an alcohol fetal baby. She is. If you look at the characteristics too, like the facial features and stuff like that, she fits the same ones. Same thing. So when you look at Krishan Jr., if you look at her, they're like one and the same. Hmm. Correct. Except she wasn't born with like club feet, and stuff like that. She wasn't with club foot. She wasn't born with like that or anything. She wasn't born with any deformities besides behavioral and brain. So that's Krishan too. Same thing. Uh-huh. Let's get into it. So you want to call the Adult Protective Services, which their phone number is 410-887-8463. Okay, again, 410-887-8463. Okay. What you are reporting, if you are going to report, is a woman with special needs and or on the spectrum raising a child with special needs and or on the spectrum. Okay. In most states, they do not allow parents underneath Krishan's condition to raise children. If you've ever worked in a group home establishment or anything like that, think about the majority of the people that you worked with, and not the ones with deformities, just the ones that had more so of mental issues, mental problems, or mental disabilities. Could you imagine him raising a kid? Think about it. If you've ever worked in any type of establishment like that, ones that have a lot of behavioral issues, and whatnot, could you imagine him having a kid? Could you imagine? That's Chrisean. Same thing. Chrisean could technically be in a group home. Chrisean took a whole life. Ronnie took the rap for her. She took that man life. She did. She did that. Not him. And Chrisean admits that, her ex basically took the rap for her during her YouTube live that she did. And this is before Blueface. This is before she even started dating him. She took a whole life. And it wasn't the only one, allegedly. So yeah, she's not rap tight. She's not rap tight at all. All right. So let's get into, I'll give you our phone number again, and also the P.O. box to the church. I want that. Hold on one second. We have the P.O. box to the church that she's always visiting. If y'all trying to get adult services down to the P.O. box, the P.O. box is P.O. Box 1126, Owings Mills. It is Owings, Mills, MILLS, MD. The zip code is 21117. Okay. Again, the P.O. box is 1126, Owings, Owings, Mills, Maryland, MD, 21117. Okay. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Okay. So let's get into why CPS can't take Chrisean Jr. CPS at this moment in time, they stated that they are, because they can't give you much information. She did give me this much and stated that there was an open investigation on set name. She couldn't tell me if it was on Chrisean Jr. or if it was on Chrisean Rock, but she did say that there was an open investigation. So that's good. So that means that they have been alerted, they are alarmed, and they are looking into it. The reason that they cannot take Chrisean Jr. away from her immediately, because thank you so much, Dana, she does not technically have to have a place. She doesn't, but she's not allowed to be homeless due to the last time Chrisean Jr. got taken. Her having a residence and a job was two of the requirements that Chrisean was supposed to do. And she didn't tell me that. I told her that Chrisean Jr. had been taken before in that county. Okay. So she said if a child had been taken and given back, the stipulation is definitely going to be for the parent to have a place. Rather, even if they're living with somebody, it has to be stable for the child, and it has to be stable for her, for Chrisean as well. And she had to have a job. A job, and that was going to happen on the next visit. They never got to do another visit with her. This is why I believe the investigation is open, because when they do a follow-up, because they always do a follow-up after they take your kid. Okay. When they gave Chrisean Jr. back, I believe it was when Chrisean was staying with a family member, is when she got him back, because they had him for like a few weeks. And she had got him back. This is when she didn't show him at all. None of the family members showed him because he was gone. Even the family members were online saying that they hadn't seen Chrisean Jr. And I put that in my surviving. They hadn't even seen him. Like they were like, well, ain't anybody seen him? So it was given that he had been taken. Yeah, Tareen. Hi down Rabbit, I love you. Y'all go over there and subscribe to my girl. Yes. So when they had took Chrisean Jr. The last time, they always do a follow-up, and they make sure that the environment, all of that is good. So when they met up with her, her qualifications had to be good enough for them to give Chrisean Jr. back, because they did. When they did the follow-up, because they do another one, That I believe that they didn't get a chance to do. And I feel like they've been looking for her ever since. Um, is how I feel and why the investigation is open. So due to the reports of the things that are going on online, if there's not actual like her like putting her hands on him and whatnot, they can't just come and take him. They can't do that. And if she has met with child protection after them giving the child back, then whatever is open on it is more sort of like qualification based. So they're not actively looking for Chrisean Jr. to take him from her. If what I'm saying to her is true. She's like, well, if they took him before and they gave him back, then if they're looking for her right now, I don't believe it's to take the child. It will probably be more so on like a questionnaire basis of them wanting to know certain updates and what's going on with him. If you're stating that he has medical issues, that's definitely something I'm sure they brought up to her too. So him going to a doctor's appointment and stuff would be qualifications too. So I think this is the reason why she's hiding from child protective services is because she hasn't taken the baby to the doctor. She hasn't gotten him in any physical therapies. She's done none of those things. So that could be enough for them to remove him. But they would have to see her first. They would have to see her first. You know, it's not just she didn't show up, she didn't report, or we didn't visit with her. We came to the home to visit where she said she lived. She's no longer there because she can move anytime she wants. You know, if she decides to move, if the qualifications wasn't you can't leave the state or you can't leave the city, I doubt, not that I know, but I doubt that they told her that she couldn't leave the state or that she couldn't leave the city. Um, that's usually with like the father being involved, to where they'd be like, okay, well, the baby has to stay in the same state unless both parents agree, whatnot. But Ronnie's deceased. So since Ronnie's deceased, there's no male listed on Chrisean Jr.'s birth certificate. Blueface never signed Chrisean Jr.'s birth certificate. It's still blank. That's why she could go back and forth changing the names because you still need the father's permission too. You can't just, he has to sign over either his rights or when, like, you just can't go back and forth changing the baby's name. Because she said she changed it to back, first it was Porter, then she switched it from Porter to Malone. And then when he got out of jail, she was switching it back to Porter. So again, wow, wow. It like talking to her made me realize the majority of the stuff that she does is based off of her not mentally having the capabilities to be able to raise this child. And like the child advocate supporter told me, that can be a reason that they remove him is because she does not have the mental capability to take care of him. She also said that there's competency tests that they make parents take too. So if again, like she said, if what you're saying is true, that could be another reason that CPS hasn't heard back from her because of her either failing the competency test or not taking the competency test, one or the other. So one or the other. Oh, so yeah, so one or the other. And I highly doubt that she's taken the competency test. I don't feel like she'll pass it. And the competency test is standard questions about being a parent, like this, the issue with Chrisean Jr. being sick. When your child is sick, what do you do? Multi-choice. I feel like this is just a competency test on parenting. I feel like she would fail. Think about it. Do you see her passing a test like that? A competency test on the common things to do as a parent. She's not passing it. She's not. And it's not a short test. It's a longer test. Okay. I don't see her passing. I don't. We haven't seen anything to say that she would pass. Wouldn't she just lie? Wouldn't she just lie about what? Because that's why they give you a test to test to see that you are capable of doing these things. Because it's not easy to get a parent, a mother's. I'm going to say her rights, but getting a child removed from their mother is difficult. It's difficult. I don't see why it's right. Now I don't even see her passing the DURGS test. I don't even see her passing that, and she's not mandated to do any of that. So the stipulations wasn't her doing, or anything like that. It was more so of treatment and about his health. When CPS first came into her life is when Blueface put up the picture of his genitals. So that's immediately SCX abuse right out the gate. Just a photo alone being on the internet for everyone to see, right? So she lied for Blueface. She lied for him and said that somebody else leaked the photo. This is what made CPS want to see the baby. Because they're like, okay, well, we see evidence online, just how dumb she is. We see evidence online of the individual that you are saying is your son's father. And you are telling us that you don't know how the picture got out there. When we can clearly see on Twitter, his account, that that's him, the person that you are alleging to be his father, placed the photograph on the internet. But you telling us that you don't know. We coming to get the baby. And that's what they did. That was the first time. And she didn't tell nobody on internet. Oh no. She didn't tell anybody. She made it seem like everything was fine. She was kicking it, partying, going to events, parties. She was doing all of that. And then when she finally got a chance to get him back, she went and did it and she got him back. But she got to visit him as well. So that's why she was staying close in the Baltimore area around that time, because she was going back and forth visiting him. So she would put little pictures up of her at the public meeting area, visiting Chrisean Jr., not being able to remove him because he was in CPS's custody. So we need that to happen again. Okay? Because she has no intention of taking care of this kid. No intention. He still has not been to the doctor, and let's prove that. 1 second. He still has not been to the doctor. Let's prove that. So Chrisean did not take him to the doctor. Oh, she's just...
I had a sinus infection, which sorry, I had a sinus infection, which created this big old problem for my asthma. My lungs inflamed. I could barely walk to the bathroom. I just need treatment for my lungs, so that's why if you're taking albuterol, I had to stay overnight. Long story short, I'm alive.
So the other day, so yes, it was her hospital visit. So when we saw her sister with her in the hospital, let me pull that back up. It was her in the hospital. When she's saying,
it's your birthday,
it's your birthday, she's laying in the bed and her sister's rubbing either her legs or her knee. Chrisean Jr. is not there.
It's your birthday, make some noise. If it's your birthday, make some noise.
She's talking to Chrisean. Says, hey, baby boo. She's talking to Chrisean.
Hey, baby boo. If it's your birthday, make some noise.
So she was in the hospital king for Chrisean Rock.
If it's your birthday,
not Chrisean Jr. Okay. Chrisean said that her asthma was messing up, and that's what she went for. I really feel like Chrisean went to the doctor and lied about having asthma, issues with her asthma and stuff like that, saying that her lungs were inflamed and she could barely walk, so that they could give her medicine and because nothing was wrong with her. Nothing was wrong with her. She was fine. Chrisean Jr. had all the issues. We had just seen Chrisean Jr. So it's like, do y'all hate her this much? I guess. Were you going to do something about it? Say we are haters. What's going to happen? Or it's just Just felt like saying that. Oh, okay. So yeah. So did she go to the doctor and pretend she was sick to try to get medication for her to give to Chrisean Jr.? I'm just asking. I'm not saying. We know that Chrisean Jr. did not go to the doctor. Fact. And he's still sick. That don't just go away. Like, it's crazy work. Imagine a person coming in here asking us why we hate Chrisean so much. Do you hate her? Do you hate her? Lady, person, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh, my boots. Are you okay? Hold on.
You okay, Bubba? So, and I'm be honest, I think I don't really like those flu shots because since my son got a flu shot, he gets sick. Is that just me? Or they inject the virus in the baby? No, Papa. You okay, Papa?
Yeah, this don't just go away.
So
it don't just go away. You want to? Do you hate Chrisean? Do you hear that baby in the background? Do you not hear that baby in the background?
The appointment is tomorrow morning. So, and I'm be honest, I think I don't really like those flu shots because since my son got a flu shot, he gets sick. Is that just me? Or they inject the virus in the baby?
She said, or do they inject the virus in the baby? What? And you wonder why I hate her? I didn't say I hate her. I don't say that. I don't like her. Not at all. If she didn't have a kid, I wouldn't mind her. She'd just be a bird. But she wouldn't be bothering nobody. But no, a kid don't deserve to go through this. I understand people hating her based off of the treatment of her son. I completely get that. I completely get it. Yeah. I'm not knocking anybody that do. I'm not shaming anybody that do. Yes, I'm taking calls today. Absolutely. And I want all the press people to the front of the line. To the front of the line. Absolutely, we taking calls. Absolutely. We about to open up the lines in a minute here. Absolutely, we taking calls. Yes. Front of the line. Wow. Moving right along. So, Chrisean says that she went to the doctor, not Chrisean Jr., although she lied and said that Chrisean Jr. had a doctor's appointment.
The appointment is tomorrow morning.
The appointment when?
And I'm be honest, the appointment is tomorrow morning. So, and I'm be honest, I think I don't really like those flu shots.
She talking about do they inject the virus in the... Are you okay? What? Who told? What? She said it was her appointment, not Junior's.
Sorry, I had a sinus infection, which created this big old problem for my asthma. My lungs inflamed. I could barely walk to the bathroom. I just need treatment for my lungs, so that's why if you're taking albuterol, I had to stay overnight. Long story short, I'm alive.
So it was your hospital visit.
Correct.
Not Junior. It was for you.
Correct.
Not Junior. Gotcha. She don't want that baby. She don't want that baby.
She don't want that, ma'am. Tiffy, you was not lying. You was not lying. So when she said this the other day, which we have receipts, When she said that she was trying to make it seem like she was in the hospital. Hold on. And we thought maybe she was there with Junior, but she wasn't. She said she had to stay overnight. She's alluding that this was a hospital. Correct. See the cross and a hospital gown right there. See that? I see a hospital gown. She said that was her visit. So Junior didn't go to the doctor. He has not been. Not at all. He is still super sick. He is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, did she go because she's scared of child protection? Did she go? And pretend to be sick so that she can try to get like herself some antibiotics or something like that? Or was she just really sick? Was her asthma really messing up? Because we know she'll take care of her. And when she felt like she couldn't breathe, and she called 911, to streamers' houses, all that type of stuff, when she felt like it's something wrong with her and her asthma. That's why I don't understand this whole boxing thing. How are you going to be a professional boxer with like chronic asthma? You smoke, you drink. And people are like, oh yeah, she's going to be a boxer. It's like, how? She can barely breathe. I'm like, you have asthma. I understand her doing track when she was younger. Okay, you were younger. You on your way to 30. Girl, them lungs ain't what they used to be. They're not. And you're not like an athlete. An athlete stays active, like no matter what. It's hard for an athlete to stop working out even if they're pregnant. They still at the gym.
Incoming call.
Like, they still there. The lines are not open yet, but we will be opening them in a moment here. I have 2 more things to go over, and then we will be opening the lines. So it's like, yeah, you got asthma. Like, girl, yes, Blueface is the father of Jaden's kids. Blueface don't have no kids with Chrisean. Blueface don't have any kids with Chrisean. That's weird. He don't have any kids with Chrisean. None. Not a one. Okay? She ended all of their lives. Okay? They're somewhere in a bag. Or floating down a sewer somewhere. Okay? She got rid of them all. She lasered them. Moving right along. So that's weird. There y'all go. Yes. So Chrisean went live, y'all. Did y'all see this? Chrisean went live. Okay. At the P.O. box.
That is what people.
Please, this is so.
That is what people.
Please, this is so. This gonna make me cry. He's gonna get bigger.
When Jesus becomes your reason, you can work hard without panic. You can pursue excellence without pride. You can refuse it.
Okay, what is this?
Let love be refueled.
She got him a real
Let
coat.
obedience be your direction.
He's not this big yet. When you get big like this, you'll be crying. For sure, this was a girl is big on man.
Verse 33. But seek first the kingdom of God.
Let's take a moment of silence.
And all these things shall be added to you.
That's all I got to say.
When you put God first,
That's crazy.
He teaches you what.
And you can hear.
Please, this is so.
Shut up, you lying smut. You can hear Chrisean and Junior in the background. He is still sick. You can hear him in the background. Poor thing. He's still whining, like sick whining, like, oh. You can hear him in the back. It's like, oh, you poor guy. So, yes. So she's opening up stuff from her fans. This is at the P.O. box. Okay, not okay. There's more.
This is a fantastic podcast.
Yeah, some fans be kind of weird. If I showed you what it is, it's kind of weird.
Irritated skin anywhere on their body. If this is related,
Okay.
podcast ADMITS and PNEUMONIA, together creating some of the highest maximum concentrations.
Okay. It's just
Ready to lift me up.
maybe triggering a little bit. Just saying. But I love it because you made it for me. But
Where do you go when you need
that's the stuff I used to like. I don't like stuff like this. You feel
He will
me?
cover you with his feathers.
I love that you got beans. I like these colors too.
Let's stand together in
These
faith,
are cute
declaring
colors.
that God is our refuge in every
Very
storm,
fall,
our protector
very
in every
winter.
battle, and our provider
Thank
in
you.
every season of life. Those motivations can look very impressive on the outside.
It's given.
You can appear
Thank you.
disciplined,
I will be using these. Oh, thank you, Gina. Sorry, why I say, because
and every time
look.
you kept going when your heart felt
Oh, his feet gonna get bigger. Oh, I'm scared for him to grow up.
when you're driven by human approval, you become anxious.
He can't fit these yet, but when he do,
When you are driven
oh,
by success,
do you cry when you? Oh, he got him a real
let
coat.
obedience be your direction.
He's not this big yet. When you get big like this, you'll be crying. The shirt is supposed to grow this big, oh man.
Verse 33. But seek first the kingdom of God.
Look, there's more
And
clothes,
shape what drives me.
which is beautiful.
I do not want
Oh my
my
God, he's
actions
gonna
to
get
come
this
from
big.
pride,
It's
insecurity,
crazy.
or the need
It's
to impress.
crazy. Chrisean.
I want my choices, my words,
Oh, he's not gonna be a baby no
my
more.
work to rise from
No, I just used a big coat. Hi, Bubba.
He's not a baby right now. He could fit lengthwise everything you were showing. He's not a baby. See what I'm saying? Spectrum. He's not a baby. Now I get my kids always gonna be my babies. They're always gonna be my babies. But they're not babies. They're not kids. They're not toddlers. They're teenagers. All of my kids. They're teens. None of them, none of their ages not end in teen. All of their ages end in teen. So that means I have teenagers. I don't have babies no more. Now, figuratively speaking, of course, they're always going to be my baby. This isn't figuratively. This is literal. He can fit these clothes now. She just put a, she think that stuff is big because sorry. 9-month-old outfit. Girl, he can fit those clothes that you showing right now. He can fit them right now. You still putting him on clothes that end in THS. Are you okay? He's not supposed to be putting nothing on with THS at the end. Okay? T. That's it. Everything that he should be wearing at this point should end in T. 4T, 5T, 6T. It should end in T. Not THS. And hold on, because there's more. Hold on, there's more. Hold on, there's more.
Let's see what it is.
Their strength.
If it's cute, it might make me cry because I've been sensitive today. Like when I work out, I can tell I have so much pain inside. for no reason. Huh?
You hear Chrisean in the background, y'all?
Like for real, like
knowing that you are with me.
the spirit of Christmas is a little magic too. Oh, it's so sweet. I didn't even.
Racing with thoughts of uncertainty. The enemy tries to fill my heart with fear. Fear of the future. Fear of failure.
What is this?
Lord, I pray for restoration in every area of my life. Restore my faith where it has been shaken. Restore my joy where it has
Somebody wrote me a check.
Restore my hope where it has grown weak. If there are broken relationships,
is this real? Can you really catch this out? Someone wrote me a check.
That have been wounded. Heal them with your touch.
Why is she asking if it was real? I'm trying so hard not to drag right now. Okay. This is about Junior. This is about Junior.
That was so sweet. Someone wrote me a check. Is this real?
I know that there are seasons when I must walk through the fire.
This is so sweet.
I also know that I will not be consumed.
Why did I have a feeling that this is going to make me cry?
As it is written in Isaiah 43, says, when you've been waiting.
Just this kind heart, Jennifer. This is so sweet.
I ask for divine in Isaiah 40:31.
No.
But those who
Let's see what it is.
Lord have mercy.
Open it. Open.
From the ends of the
All right, y'all. I see that the chat is live.
Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. You are the God who never leaves me nor forsakes me.
Oh.
Father, I need you today.
This is short.
When I feel weak, but I also need
this from Jason?
I need your peace.
You're pretty cool. You're actually dope as heck. Look at this. It got his name on it. And it got da da da. Look at it.
Not da da da. Oh, girl. Alrighty. Okay. Hilarious. Okay. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Da da da. Y'all. Why don't she ever buy her son stuff? Why it always take for her to go to the P.O. box to put her son on some different clothes? From car seats to strollers to clothes to bottles to formula. The fans got to keep buying everything for Chrisean Jr. Why not you? A couple months ago, she went on a shopping spree in a surfboard store, buying herself surfboards and, the scuba suits, all of that stuff, but nothing for Chrisean Jr. Nothing for Chrisean Jr. Yes, I know her hoe. Do you? Yes, I know her. I know her so much, I just got off the phone with Adult Protective Services about her. Yeah. This is why she's homeless. She thinks everything should be handed to her. She's probably waiting for someone to get her home too. Right, correct. Correct. Honestly, I don't think she knows how to do any of that stuff. I don't think she knows how to do any of that stuff. I don't think she knows how to fill out like applications for jobs, applications for homes. I don't, I feel like everybody does things for her. That's why she got in that mansion and didn't pay no rent after the first and last months. She put the damage deposit down and that was just it. Because she feel like, I should just stay here. Like, crazy work. So she didn't take Chrisean to the doctor, but she did go live and, show all the free stuff that Chrisean Jr. keeps getting, which, again, I'm not hating on nothing that anybody's sending Chrisean Jr. I have no problem with that. I just think that she should spend her money on him too. Yeah, I would live my life thinking like, well, I ain't got to get my kids this because my subscribers are. What? I'm all for my subbies sending them stuff and whatnot. That's great, whatever. But I'm not going to be dependent on it. Why is she putting him on 9-month outfits? Because she opened everything late. She's opening up a Christmas card. Whoever sent her that check. It's almost February. See what I'm saying? Jealous of what I do well. I do well. I'm good. Okay. I get donated to. I get checks. I get all of that from my people. Yeah. I'm just a grown ass man. I just take care of myself and my family. That's my job. That's not for my subbies to do. Y'all see me all the time. My board be lit up. I'm jealous of what? Like, that's weird to even say. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm jealous because she's not taking care of her special needs son. Because that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Why would it take for you to be putting on a 9-month? If you're buying your kids clothes, you know that he don't fit 9 months. That's weird. That's how you know you're not buying your kids stuff. He's not 9 months. Why are you putting 9-month clothing on him? If you were buying him clothes, you would know that he ain't supposed to be having on 9-month clothes. Like, it's not going to go down to his ankle. He's not a baby. Yeah. The phone lines are now open, Mod. You can drop the phone lines. You can drop the phone line. The number is in the chat if you would like to call in.
Want to come out and admit that was her doctor visit she went to. She's saying that her lungs were inflamed, her asthma's messing up, and that she been on albuterol. I don't think she took Junior to the first or the second visit that she was claiming.
Agreed.
I think she gave that baby something over the counter and went about her way. So if she got a cough and her lungs are inflamed and she's having trouble breathing, she's dipping straight to the hospital. But with Junior, she's joyriding, mukbanging, having a ball, going to trainings. Just forget his health, right? Y'all cannot justify her behavior in any kind of way. I don't care about none of it. She didn't even sound as bad as Chrisean Jr. did. I think she had a
incoming call.
We got calls. Is she hating or is she just stating the obvious? Like, but
incoming.
Y'all hating, y'all jealous. Oh, what? Ugh. Girl, you gotta come better than that. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get you on the loudspeaker. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi. Thanks for calling the Shine Everyway Show. You're on the air. No, thanks for calling.
Hi, my name is Rob. I'm the Pinterest DNA in the chat. I'm kind of losing my mind with some of these people in the chat defending her. It's insanity. You can see the problem, and they still defending the insanity. She, like you said, went and got that albuterol to give to Junior because she knows if she bring that baby to the hospital, they taking him.
Correct.
Okay, immediately. He can't breathe. His clothes don't fit. He's malnutritioned. He can't walk. He can't talk. I am absolutely flabbergasted that anybody has the audacity to defend her after listening to him struggling to breathe in the backseat of that car. This cannot be reality. It cannot be.
Mm-hmm.
I hope none of these people have children because y'all all need parenting classes. It's sickening. I don't want to say it, but that baby is in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why do you feel that the baby is in danger? Because you know there are a lot of
and it's like you said, if you went shopping for your child, you wouldn't have them in 6 to 9 month old clothes.
right. Absolutely. Yeah. And then you have the crustaceans in the chat trying to state otherwise. Like there is no defending what's going on with this child. We are concerned about the child. It's weird that y'all can sit back and make it seem as if there's nothing going on with him. We all over here just attacking Chrisean. This is about him.
And that's what I'm saying. We all could see him. His hair is never combed. If she sit down in one more salon and get her hair done without getting that baby head done, I'm through. A little comb and a little detangler. It's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
It baffles me. Then you can hear him in the background of her unboxing, still struggling.
Still struggling.
She don't bust a move.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Matter of fact, she changes the channels and she switches the music, and we can hear him, girl.
Correct. Chris Johnson says in the chat
of like disabled, like somebody that has like, I don't know. She acts like she don't understand.
Because she doesn't. Chrisean suffers from her own things.
Shoving medicine down his throat.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, oh, he sounds better. Like he'll work in 2 seconds. I'm done.
100%.
I just had to get that off my chest. And whoever's in this chat defending her, I pray to come get your kids too.
Period. Absolutely. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in.
You gotta be a deadbeat to watch another deadbeat and defend a deadbeat.
Correct. But we do have other calls coming in. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in. I really appreciate your input. Thank you so much. Yeah, Chris said in the chat, he said, y'all can keep calling. Chris said in the chat, is Chrisean Jr. potty trained? Absolutely not. She changes his diaper on live all the time. The moderators are dropping the chat. The number is 404-954-2043. Please sign the petition. Hold on 1 second. Thanks for calling the Shine Everywhere Show. You're on the air.
Hey, Wade, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I want to talk about Chrisean. My thing with Chrisean is, I really do think something is wrong with her. She might be a little off or whatever. But I'm gonna be honest, Wade. I do see similarities.
The petition is on my community wall as well. Just hit my community, and it's the first thing you see. Tap that link.
I feel like there's something there, and I feel like Blueface should kind of step up and do something about it.
Blueface.
It's getting overly like a little scary. You know what I'm saying? If they live in a car, she's not.
It's her phone because my volume's all the way up. The last caller was really loud.
And I also believe.
I think she on an Android.
Like the color of this thing, I'm starting to feel like when it comes to her and the Cardi B situation and all of this going on, that is, different, beings in the air, different things in the air that are allowing these people to do these things so the masses can see this to make it so it's normal. Because at this point, it's becoming very normalized that people are just running rapid and we're watching. We're watching these things and we're not doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Other than like people trying to call in and doing, calling them people and CPS or whatever. But other than that, we're just standing by watching. It's becoming normalized.
Absolutely. No, you're right. But you said that you think Blueface should do something. What do you think Blueface should do?
Well, I feel like if he's saying like, this is my baby, he's speaking on the baby in interviews and things like that, and he's talking about how Chrisean is not helping him, I really feel like he should step up and be like, you know what? Forget all this TV stuff. Forget all of that. If that's my boy, I'm going to take him from you. I don't need the CPS to take him from you. I'm going to take him from you. Well, I'm going to do something about it because at this point, I'm waiting for it.
That's good. Yeah, I would agree. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in. We're going to get to the next call, but thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it, and I hope you call again.
Thank you, Wade.
No problem.
All right, bye-bye.
No caller.
Thanks for calling the Sean W. Way Show. You are live on the air.
Hey, Sean.
Hi.
Because I would like to say that I called CPS on Chrisean
Ooh.
in California, in Los
Okay.
Angeles, California, back in July when she left that baby in the hot car.
Mm-hmm. And what did CPS say to you when you called?
And they told me that they have had several calls on her. They cannot find the address on her. They need to contact the United States Postal Service.
Mm-hmm.
And when they can find an address for her, that's when they'll try to go out and find her.
Yeah. Do you think that that's the reason why she doesn't take Chrisean in for doctor's appointments and stuff like that, because she is evading CPS?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What I would love, I think Zeus Network should also be held reliable, because they were filming, watching her smoke, watching her pop pills, doing whatever she wants. That Zeus Network, they should be held reliable as well. And I thought Blueface, so he's not the father, correct?
Correct.
You sure about that?
Correct.
Yeah, no, something has got to be done. And I would love for all the women who were hyping her up while she was drinking at 8 months pregnant in them clubs, they were hyping her up. I'd love every single one of them to be called out as well.
Well, I mean,
Chrisean girl was just with Blueface just the other day.
Yeah. Chrisean, to me, I feel like it doesn't matter. All of those girls in the club could have told Chrisean, don't drink. All of those girls in the club could have told her, hey, fall back off that. She's not going to listen. I just don't feel like none of that would have mattered. She's a chaos demon.
She's an absolute. I just can't believe something hasn't been done. I just can't believe something hasn't been done sooner. Like you said, they can find her. They can go to that P.O. box where she's at, getting all those boxes and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You go there and look for. I can't believe that nobody's gone out to find. And I hope she does. I hope she does get into the boxing ring with Clarissa Shields, because let me tell you something. Boxing and the way that animal fights is two different things. Clarissa Shields will knock her the fuck out. Excuse my language.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Well, thank you so much. Any other input that you have to put? We do have other callers calling in.
Thank you, honey. I love you. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you so much, sweetheart, for calling in. Oh, y'all calling. Y'all is calling today. Hi, caller. You are live on the air with Sean W. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, so yeah, I'm calling in. I got some things I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit, but now I can hear you.
Okay, so we're speaking on Chrisean. Okay, so what I would like to say is that Sean definitely has mental issues, but I feel like also people that are being around her, like, they also have to have some type of mental issue. Nobody is doing nothing to get that baby help. Like Blueface, I feel like he doesn't really care, because if he cared, he would have got that baby help.
Correct.
Her mama obviously don't care. His mama, nobody around her is telling her, like, hey, this child needs help. This child needs therapy. So it's just kind of weird, because it's like your friends are not telling you this. Like, nobody around. I mean, your aunties. You have aunties. It's like nobody around is even saying things to her about this child. It's very weird.
Absolutely.
Like, why is no one like? I don't get it. It's like everybody in the world that's watching her, whether it be on anything, can see that the child has mental issues. How is it that people that is even around her cannot see this? It's very strange.
Yeah. I don't think it's that nobody cares, because I see people in the chat saying, I don't
think Blueface cares, because if he did, he would have. You being a man, baby, you finna take this baby, go get your baby some help. If you see this woman ain't doing nothing, you finna go see what's going on with the child. That's not care.
Yeah, I don't think it's that people don't care about Chrisean Jr. I think everyone does. I think it's what Chrisean Jr. comes with. Chrisean Jr. is not just bringing in a child. Chrisean Jr. is bringing in a child with special needs that is going to pretty much need you forever. You know, that's a job it's a permanent job. Whoever takes him in, it's a pretty much forever, type situation. So I think that's what a lot of people fear when they look at him. And I think that Chrisean doesn't realize the gravity that it takes to raise a son like Chrisean Jr.
She does either because she has mental issues as well. Like she has mental issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, people that have children that have mental issues, like they don't know how to operate.
True. That's very true.
Know how to operate to a certain extent, but she has some deep-rooted issues.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your call, sweetheart. Is there anything else you wanted to add before I go to the next caller?
No, that was it. That was all.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you are absolutely right. Yeah. I don't think anyone cares to take Chrisean Jr. on permanently. I don't. Nobody. Blueface, Clarissa, none of those people. They do not want him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have a great day.
From Tracy.
So, yeah, I think they don't want him permanently. I think that's the issue. Hi, caller. You're live on the air with Shine Every Way.
Hey, Sean.
Hi.
My name's Tracy. I'm in North Carolina, and I guess I was trolling through TikTok earlier, and I come across a post, a lady that somehow, allegedly, she had gotten a copy of the medical records and the things that list what's wrong with Junior, and just a couple that I can remember. And again, don't shoot the messenger. I've got the link that I would love to send to you so you can see it. Is fetal alcohol syndrome. He was also born addicted. They tested, and it was for cocaine. His vision, he has, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the technical terms for some of this stuff, but his vision, he does have a problem with it, and they said neurological, and it usually comes from some type of damage, like maybe, oxygen depleted for a while, or so. Little fella has a lot of problems.
Yes, he does.
And I'm sorry, it just breaks my heart because he's fighting to lose the battle, No.
Oh, you poor thing. Don't cry.
More attention than what he's getting right now.
Yeah. Oh, don't cry. She's crying, y'all. See, this really affects people. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Well, and I was never able to have children. My husband and I, we tried, and that was just one thing that we've missed, our entire lives. And I'm not trying to belittle Chrisean, but I sure would love the opportunity, even have had a child with special needs.
So you're saying, as a woman that has never had children,
pray for him that the Lord watches after him.
Yeah. So you're saying, as a woman that has never had children, that you look at Chrisean Jr. as like a blessing, like you would want him no matter what. Oh, okay.
Yes, regardless. I mean, that's just the way I look at it. The Lord has blessed her with this child, and when I first heard that she was expecting, I thought, well, maybe the baby will change, take it in a different direction, but I just hate to hear these alleged things, that Junior has going on.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your call. And what was your name again, Tracy?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, shout out to Tracy. Oh my God, that was so sweet. Y'all in this chat, wildin'. Thanks for calling the Shine Everywhere Show. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
I am a mandated reporter.
Yes, you sound like one. You sound like a snitch.
Pardon me?
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening.
I am a mandated reporter. I'm a retired nurse of 33 years, and I was able to make a report into the Maryland DFS. I was able to give them an address of the gym and the church. And the call taker that I was talking to was very serious because she handed the information on to the supervisor. And I'd explained to her that child was born with congenital defects. And my concern is with that coughing that he had, the fake cough that she was talking about.
Yeah.
He could have accidentally aspirated that mucus into his lungs, and he will get aspiration pneumonia.
That's true.
I explained to the cough taker that I'm concerned about this baby dying, under her care. And I told them that it is urgent that they get him immediately because he's having airway issues.
Yes.
They took the report, and I called back and added in the P.O. box. So I got the church, the gym, and the P.O. box covered. We just need her to show up.
And you did this yesterday. You said you did this today.
Did this yesterday.
Oh, you did this yesterday. Thank you
and
so much.
Ironic, I was on TikTok, and someone on TikTok and Instagram had the address listed there clear as day.
Yes.
As to where she hangs out.
And
I prayed and asked God. I almost started crying. I said, God, please help this baby.
Yeah.
So I was going through TikTok, and there the address was. So I called them back immediately and gave them the answer. But they did take the report, which is a miracle because normally CPS will not take your report.
Yes.
If they don't think it's substantiated.
And you're right. They will not take the report. And I'm sure with a high volume of calls that it's harder for them to take people. But I really appreciate you taking the time out to do that because it shows that you really care and you're not doing it out of spite. You're doing it because you see a child that is in need.
No, honey.
Yeah.
No, I used to work with babies that had congenital defects, but they were on ventilators.
Yeah.
And they were tube feeders. That's how I know that this baby is not getting the correct care because he can get better. He just needs the proper prophylactic cares to prevent, whatever's going on. But I'm praying for him and I'm doing the best that I can. I'm keeping my ears peeled and I'm watching that baby like a hawk.
Me too.
But that was very scary the other day when she had him laying down flat, giving him that
Yes.
medication. That baby could have aspirated mucus into his lungs. That's called aspiration pneumonia, and that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, and she's doing it on live. It's like she's shoving medicine down his throat, and he's already having trouble swallowing, and there's congestion trying to come up. It's trying to come out, and she got him on his back doing that. It's like you can hear him choking. That's scary.
Baby, healthy or special needs, like you never lay them flat on their back and give them medication.
Yes, absolutely. You do hold them at an angle.
Common sense that, some is not so common for some people. But then I got to thinking about Chrisean herself. Her mother dealt with substance abuse and alcohol. So more than likely, like I heard you say, she's probably a fetal alcohol child. And the fact that she's taking care of that child and thinking that she really knows what she's doing, that girl gave that baby some adult medicine. That blue medicine in that syringe was not medication for a pediatric patient.
Correct. And she went in there and got it.
Type of decongestant for an adult.
Yes.
More than likely Mucinex or Delson.
Yes. Just like I believe she went to the hospital.
Not formulated for a child.
And also, it wouldn't any medication that if she went in there to get medication for her being like congested or saying that she's having trouble with her asthma or lungs, that medicine would not be safe to give to Junior with it because she's an adult.
His body, his medication is coming by his body weight. But then again, we don't know what kind of issues he have with his organs, such as his lungs, kidneys. You can't just give a baby medicine just because they sell it in the store.
Yeah.
With him already being compromised, it may be something that will cause further harm than to help him.
Yeah.
And an adult decongestion is not going to do anything for a baby, but probably knock him out cold.
And I think that's what she was trying to do.
Why he was asleep.
That was PM.
She over-medicated him.
That was PM congestion medicine for an adult is what that looked like. Because there's a TikToker that put up the same medicine in the same color that Chrisean had used. And that is more so of a PM med to knock an adult out that is having trouble sleeping because of congestion.
And so the medication she gave him was an adult medication. Like I said, I've never seen a blue liquid for a child. That's for an adult.
Yeah. Because I thought most child medicines were more sort of like a clear base. Like it's not something that is, unless it's like a penicillin or something like that, like an antibiotic is usually.
She's trying to treat that baby with over-the-counter medications, and she just don't know what the hell she's doing. She's probably making the situation worse.
Wow.
And all that she needs basically is some miscellaneum on the bottom of his feet, on his chest, on his back. Give him a good bath first, then use the miscellaneum and cover him up until all that cold breaks up. But he has other underlying issues. He just needs professional help. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah, so I'm praying for that baby. And any information I get, I'll tell. Because I don't want that baby to die. She can do whatever the hell she wants to, but that baby deserves to live.
And I agree. And like I said, Chrisean can do whatever she wants. If it was just her without that child, I would have no issue with Chrisean. I would still think she was a bird, but I wouldn't have any issue with her. It's the child that we all worry about. It's not her. She can do whatever. We don't care.
Exactly. And I see that their family has a horrible cycle of a lot of unhealthy behavior. So if she's raised in this environment, unwanted touching, crack, alcohol, ain't no telling how that girl was raised. She acted like she was raised by an animal.
100%. Well, thank you so much. What was your name again?
I did DM you through your Instagram account.
Okay.
But I noticed that nobody reads that, and I was just trying to get the word out that I did get a hold of CPS, and I told them it's not hard to find that girl. All you got to do is Google her name.
Yeah, it's not hard to find her. It really isn't.
So I'm hoping and praying. They won't call me back unless they need extra information, but I'm hoping and praying that they get that baby in time.
No, they will. Trust
me. Because that baby cannot survive on milk alone.
Absolutely.
And if he has broken down skin, that milk is not going to do anything but congest him even further, and it's not going to promote wound healing.
He needs nutrients, real food inside of his poor little body. Poor guy. Well, thank you so much for calling, and I will check my DM, and I will DM you back on Instagram.
Better, but it takes the parent putting in the footwork.
Right.
She's doing everything except for taking care of that baby. She'll run her behind to the hospital when she can't breathe, but when Junior can't breathe, she'll shove some adult medicine down his throat and think that's good enough. That ain't gonna get it.
That ain't. It sure isn't.
I really wish I could get a hold of that baby. I guarantee you he'll get better.
Sean, Tesla address is
he just got the wrong person. He's in the wrong person's hands, and I believe and I trust in God, and I hope and pray that he is rescued before it's too late.
Absolutely, and he will be. He will be. But I'm going to take some more calls. But thank you so much for calling, and I will respond to your DM on IG.
Okay, thank you so
problem.
much.
No, I love when people have that type of information. Okay, so she's definitely. I want her to call back. If she hears anything or anything like that, call us right on back and let us know what's going on. But I will be responding to her immediately on my IG. As soon as I get off of here, I will be hitting her up. Here's the thing with Chrisean's family. People want Chrisean Jr. to be with Chrisean's family, but have we not heard all of the crazy things that Chrisean has said about her own family members? Why would we want Chrisean Jr. around that? Chrisean Jr. is nonverbal as of now. Chrisean Jr. does not speak. So that's honestly why I really don't want him to go to anybody in her family like that, because I don't know what's true and what's false due to, the allegations that Chrisean and her have put on each other, from nephews to nieces to uncle. I mean, it's just way too much. So I feel like he will have a better chance with strangers than being with these people at this point in time. Hello, caller. You are live on the air with Shine Everywhere. Hi, sorry. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
It was hard for me to hear you coming across.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay,
it
perfect.
Is so much better. So thank you for that. I'm just calling in. I actually tried to call several times yesterday to let you know. I also did make reports.
Okay. And where does your report to?
So I am also a mandated reporter. I'm actually physically still in the field.
Okay.
I was calling in from a different state to another state. But since she moved so much, I had to do dual state. So I put that in yesterday. I did California and I also did
Baltimore.
And what did you report? Did you just report what we've been saying online, or what was your report?
No, actually, sorry, I was running down some stairs, so I'm a little
Oh, you're
bit
fine. You're
out when
fine.
you answered.
You're okay.
So I apologize. No, I actually had to cover a few things.
Okay.
So I went from birth on up. So I wanted to show the progressive history of what this child was born with, what the needs were, what has not been met up to this point, seeing that the child is almost 3 years old. Most of these issues that he's dealing with could have been corrected. So far as like club feet, it's not just one. You can see that other one is needing assistance as well. If that had been attended to as an infant, he would already have been corrected by now.
Yes.
Had he been in physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, I'm worried for also his nutrients. You do not see this child eating properly. And a child that is growing obviously has to have so much per day. You can see that he's lacking in every single area, not just growth and development, but he's dealing with a wide variety. I know that you went down the list, but he also does have a lot more than that going on.
I agree.
And it just has not been properly diagnosed on paper because he's not being seen properly. A child of this magnitude, Chrisean would not be able to have any type of focus on her on a daily basis. Cannot. You could not have both. You cannot be in a gym all day working on your dreams, your goals for this week. I mean, last month it was you were going to be a professional surfer, and the child had a surfboard over his head. So she's in a manic phase, and you can tell she's in a manic phase, and this child is suffering in between this.
Yeah.
We have seen the child laying on a couch, not able to get up or down, smoking and drinking in a hotel in front of him. I did not miss a beat. I also spoke about the type of hernias he had, that he was born with. The part 2 never came. Those are facts. So she's so stuck on everything for clout. This is for clout. People are doing this for clout. And the father showed his private parts to the world. That is such a misconception. He did not have a private part. He had a hernia that swallowed that all up. It was not visible.
Correct.
So it's really a big misconception that she's even putting out there for the world. That's the only thing she has in all the interviews. He showed the private part. No, he showed the hernia. The private part had to be created. And you should have been blasted for that because that's something that was needed immediately.
Yes.
That child suffered waiting for that. And if you remember, if you go back in her videos, after that major surgery, that child was out and about after that. Has never stopped. She would not have any time to do anything in her life if this child was getting the proper care. She would be at physical therapy one day, speech therapy the next day, occupational therapy the next day, and so on and so forth. Not to mention the different specialty departments that's nonstop. These children come every day that we see of that magnitude. They're in the hospital no less than 4 days a week with their parents or provider or caregiver, whoever is with them that is attending appointments. It is no less than 4 days a week.
Yeah.
This child can't even get one.
Yeah. And he was referred for a palliative care immediately, pretty much right after birth.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
he was referred for palliative care, which is very specific. And he has not had a day of it. Not a day of palliative care. And that's going to help prolong his life. And she has not done anything.
That would be correct.
Mhm.
That is 100% factual. What you're saying on there, I appreciate your delivery, Ian, because you're giving it to them real and raw. And they need to see this. Like, they need to hear that real and raw and not sugarcoat, because there's a lot of people around her circle that is allowing these things to happen because of how she reacts.
Yeah. What no one
It's
that
not
sees
for-
Chrisean Jr. ask her what's going on with him health-wise. I think the people in her life that see Chrisean just simply see him. And they'll be like, oh, how's he doing? He's getting so big, you know, and instead of tackling the elephant in the room, you know, and being like, Chrisean, his poor feet, like, what are we going to do about his feet? Even offering to go with her, offering to do a health for her, you know, if they have to. Like,
Right.
hey, let him stay here a few weeks and let us get him into, you know, some type of physical therapy and whatnot. And we'll stay and keep an eye on him for you while you go do your thing and whatnot. When you get done, come back and join. Like, there's nobody doing that. Nobody. And I don't think that it's that people don't care. I think it's that they just don't feel that it's their responsibility because of Chrisean and how she responds and reacts. People that can't be honest with you are usually walking on eggshells when it comes to a person like Chrisean. So I feel like they don't want to upset her. They don't want to argue with her. They don't want to make her mad. They don't want to try to tell her what to do with her kid. But at the same time, they do want to encourage her to do something about what's going on with him. And since they don't know how to approach it, I think they just don't. I think they don't approach it. They just ignore it.
Well, see, that's the problem at hand, though. No, nobody should savor an adult's feelings or how you're going to react and have a child suffer. At some point, you have to think of their mentality and where they're at on whatever spectrum that they all fall on. But it is not normal for a regular, normal human being to sit and watch this type of suffering in a child.
Right.
And she keeps saying, he's fine, he's great, nothing's wrong with him. And then you have this mass following behind her saying, let her live. At what expense?
Right. Yes. I said the same thing with a caller yesterday. Say, I think we should give her grace. What does grace look like? He's going on 3 years old. She's had almost 3 years of grace. Like, no, something needs to be done and done now. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in. You were wonderful. I really appreciate you calling in and making that report. I am going to take some other callers, but I really appreciated your call.
It's really hard to hear you, so I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I'll have to type it in and just type it to you because the connection is really hard on my end. But I can also share it with you so you can see it in physical format.
Yes.
And you could be able to read it. And you can be able to give it to your audience so they can see. I mean, I did not skip a beat. I went from day one all the way through on what this child has endured.
Absolutely.
Through the late night smoke shop, everything.
Yeah. I would appreciate that report. I would love to read it to the audience.
Yep, I will send it into you, and then hopefully I have a better connection next time because it's so hard to hear you. It sounds like through computer.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that.
No, I'm sorry. So I probably been speaking over you because I can't really hear, but it's just so much to share. I would rather give it to you in physical format so you can see, and that's the dual states that it went out. And all the addresses and everything that the previous people have had, I have done, but sometimes it does a lot more if you do it a state to state and you work in the field.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
So I'll share that with you and send it in, and you have a great day, but I got to get back in.
Oh, no problem. You have a great day too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Sorry about that. Y'all can keep calling. Okay, I see. Odetta, I love you too. I just saw you in the chat. So here's the thing. When people, these calls have been great. And shout out to everybody that has called. what people don't, they're looking at Chrisean as like a celebrity. Okay. I have people doing it in my own family. I'll go to gatherings
Incoming
and
call.
stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're so proud of you, and we love you, and this and
Incoming
that."
call.
So I feel like with me, if my family has an issue with me at that point in time, I highly doubt that they're going to, kind of address certain issues a certain way, right? So I think that that's how they look at Chrisean. Like they don't have celebrities and whatnot like in their family with her. So to them, Chrisean is one, right? And that's how they're going to treat her when she comes around. So I think it makes it even harder for people to truly address what they need to address with her and address the child's health because of how it's going to make her react. Thanks for calling the Shine Everywhere Show. You are live on the air. Thanks for waiting. Hi.
Hi. I wanted to call in because I work for the Department of Health and Human Services in Maryland, but a different county.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to give your viewers a little bit of information about how CPS works. I do know that Baltimore County CPS is, how do I say this? A bit neglectful, and with their reporting. So how CPS works in my county is if you see something online and you report it, it's they kind of don't take, because it can't equal like legal proof of neglect. It's harder for them to get a judge to sign off on an emergency, like taking the child away. I'm trying not to use terms so I don't get myself in trouble.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Absolutely.
Because I do actually work in the department, but I'm a program aide there. So
Okay.
I'm not a social worker at all. I have reported Chrisean Jr. to my county and to Baltimore County.
Oh,
my
that's
county
great.
Can't do anything until she steps foot in our county.
Okay, I just want to say thank you really quick. I just want to say thank you so much for doing that and taking this seriously, because this is a serious matter. So I really appreciate that. But keep going. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say thank you.
Okay. There's no problem. I really don't like what I see because I have a special needs son too, and it's definitely some medical neglect going on. Because there's no way he's been seen by a doctor and he still has the clutch foot at all. Like that would have been taken care of right away. But I know that when I got information from social workers I work with, they have said that basically what you guys are reporting when you guys are calling, they're just writing them off. They're just all writing them off because there is no. They don't have the proof itself that he's being neglected. Now, I do know that there probably has been some times where they have went out to these places that people are calling in and saying that she's at. But if they get there and people deny that she's there, they can't do anything. They can't run up in there. And Baltimore is way different. Like you guys think CPS is like this holy place that is saving the children, and they're not. They're really not. And a lot of CPSs are very neglectful. They are very corrupt. They really it's like really iffy how it works, because I've seen some stuff that I felt like should go through that don't go through at all. Like even for like an initial investigation, which is when they go out just to speak with the parents, just to see what's going on. And then the turnaround rate for social workers in Maryland in general is very, very high. Like there's not a lot of social workers that stay in CPS for a long time that give any care about children at all. Like if they really cared, they would stay, but I don't know why they leave so much. I worked for this department for about 2 years now, and I've only seen one social workers that's been there since before I was there, most of them are contractors with, I'm sorry if you can hear my son.
That's fine.
Most of them are contractors, and they have a social working degree, so they can be a social worker. But they just are there for a paycheck. And so they'll take your report basically, and there's two ways to classify them. And I don't know how that county might do it, but from my research, it's like one's like a higher risk assessment, and then the other one's a lower risk assessment. Since they're probably getting thousands of calls, they're probably deeming them all low risk because they can't take these live videos in front of a judge and say this is abuse or this is neglect. They can't. If they really did care, they could pull up medical records. If they really did care, they could do all of that and see if he's going to the doctors. They can check all of that without even putting eyes on the child, because CPS has the authority to do those type of things.
Yeah.
They don't have to like know everything or even talk to Chrisean, big Chrisean. They can just go and ask the hospital for his initial medical record.
Yeah.
And if that medical record that's online is true, then they should have already taken it. What my belief is that since it's Baltimore, there could be some people that know people and know each other, and knowing who her godfather is.
Yeah, her godfather, that white man.
I'm sorry?
Are you talking about the white male, her godfather?
Yeah, that I think is her real dad.
Yes.
But a quote unquote godfather. Knowing who he is, he might have some people that work in that field or work for that CPS. And they are just putting all of these calls to like the side. And then sometimes maybe if they get one that sounds crazy, they go to the place to check it out. But I don't see, like, if she steps foot in my county, that baby's gone. We're sending police wherever she's at, even if she's at a gas station. Because I've reported her. It's a couple of girls that I work with, and they're younger too. They've reported it too. So we have reports already for her in my county, and this is in Maryland, but it's not a county that she probably would come to. So, but if she steps foot in Maryland, in my county, we send police escorts. Like, we can send a police escort with a social worker to remove a child from your care. And right when a mandated reporter or a social worker lays eyes on Chrisean Jr., they're going to know that he's been neglected. He doesn't have a coat. He doesn't have the correct shoes on. Like, he's very malnourished for sure. So, yeah, he just looks medically neglected for sure. Like, it's a look that you can tell if a child, even with special needs, like my son has special needs, he's autistic, and he doesn't really like to eat a lot of food. So he's slimmer than other children, but he has a nutritionist.
Yeah. So
the nutritionist works with me to make sure he's getting all the nutrients that he needs. It's very simple. But if you are neglecting your child for a long period of time, it starts to show, especially medical neglect. And Junior's definitely medically neglected. So my conspiracy myself is that there's some other work going on inside, because CPS is a very corrupt place. That's all I can really say, is that if Sean Malone is who he is, they can easily be putting these things off to the side for them.
Wow. Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate your call. You gave a lot of information. I think this is why when I was speaking to the advocate earlier today, she stated that, because she did say that the information that has been given, or the information that I was talking about prior, about all the stuff that has happened, she said that's not enough. She said, so the calls that are coming in, they're not going to know what to take serious and what not to. And with them getting such a high volume of calls, that works in Chrisean's favor to say that people are like harassing her, or because she's famous, this is why people are calling, etc. So she was saying that if Chrisean has some type of disability or mental illness herself, then she would have to prove herself competent enough to raise her child. And if she is not, then that will put her on like the higher rate of them going after her and seeking her, like no matter where she is, to remove the child from her.
Yes, that is very true as well too. Like she said, it's not enough proof just to go there and, you know, just take the child from her by thousands of calls coming in daily, probably, about Chrisean Jr. And I know people would just want the best for him, because I do too. It breaks my heart to see this, especially the other day with the cough and everything, him being sick. That was so scary. But once they get so many calls, they'll say it's harassment. They'll look at it like, you know, these people are just online and watching these videos and then calling in any and everything, and harassing her. And then if they do get like a serious call, they'll come to wherever she's at. And if people there deny that she's there, or like they can't see her, like physically see her right there, they can't just enter anywhere and just go and search to see if she's there. They have to first be able to see the child, speak with Chrisean, and even if she has prior CPS cases, that's how it works. Like, they have to see the child, see Chrisean, speak with her, and then if they see any like physical neglect or abuse or anything, then they will tell her he has to go with them. And they'll do an emergency hearing with a judge. But you have to have proof to tell the judge what is going on, because the judge is not just going to sign off on taking anybody's child if you've seen a video online of something, unless it's like, and Chrisean has notoriety online. So like they'll say, like, that's why I think that she doesn't show Junior a lot because of that, because you can hear him in the background, but you can't see him. She can say that's anybody's child, even though we know who it is. But she can go in front of the judge and say, no, he was fine, or this was AI, or anything like that nowadays, because it's so much different. And to touch on her and her mental capacity, I believe that there probably was already an initial CPS case that she is running from, or maybe she already knows how it works. And because if you test positive at the hospital, a social worker has to come and speak with you. They'll still let you take your child if they think that, you know, you're capable of taking care of the child. But once it will be an investigation. So you'll have to keep in contact with that social worker. They'll have to do some drug tests. They'll have to see where the baby is at and all of that. I think that's what happened at first. And maybe she got it closed out before she went to jail, something like that. But it all worked in her favor. So maybe she had her initial like competency test for that back then, and they deemed that she's capable of caring for him. Because I don't think that she's incapable. I think something is wrong, but I don't think that she's incapable of caring for him. I think that she just doesn't want to, and that's neglect. And I think that she knows has been so long that she has gotten him the help that he needs, that it will be way worse for her in the long run if they were to catch up to her. But I really don't think that calling for every little thing is working for everyone's advantage, because it's honestly hurting the situation in the long run, because they're getting so many calls that they're looking at it as it's harassment. We can't do anything with these online videos. We can't do anything with these out-of-state calls. These can be anybody. It could be family members that don't like her. And it's such an influx of probably reports that it looks like harassment, and it's going to be harder. But once they do I think that once they actually lay eyes on him, that would be easier. But social workers aren't just driving around the town and looking for people, or not even looking for people, but just driving around the town and lay eyes on him in some type of way or something like that. Like it would have to take them catching her off guard.
Right.
But I feel like she's just, when they come, she knows they're coming, or like not knows they're coming, but spots them through or something and leaves through some other means, or tells the people that she's around, hey, tell them that I'm not here. Tell them that I wasn't here. Tell them you don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
And if they go to like the gym that she's practicing at, and they a social worker comes and say, hey, we got reports, and they say, oh no, she's not here. She was never here. They'll just leave. They're not going to go look around the building to see if she's actually there or not.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with CPS, and it might be different in Baltimore, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Because my county, that's how it works for us. If we can't find a child and we can't lay eyes on a child, we can't take a child. And you can't take a child just based off of online reporting. It's a little hard to do that.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate your call. Thank you so much. I'm going to take another couple calls before we get up out of here. But thank you so much. You were very informative, and I really appreciate all the information that you gave.
No problem. I hope I gave somebody some information.
You did.
But thank you for taking my call. Everybody have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That was a great call. Okay, so I do have to say this. Okay, I do have to say this. CPS is not saying that they're not going to do anything, right? I know it's Baltimore area. They don't have the best rate with whatever, okay? But they do want to hear from us. They do. It's what you report, okay? What and how, all right? They don't want to hear, because with videos, people say like there's plenty of evidence of her neglecting him. That's not enough to hold up in court, because then her and her lawyer get to rip it apart. Well, the video was actually an hour long. They're only showing 10 seconds of it. They edited it to make it look that way. There's AI now, but like, you see what I'm saying? She was part of reality television. She was just doing that for shits and giggles. She was doing that for attention. She was doing it. Okay. So again, it's not as simple as just sending videos. What really helps is stuff like his health and what's going on with his health. If you're going to report those kind of things. Not just saying I was watching TikTok and I was watching YouTube and like, yeah, that's not good enough, because then that's more sort of like hearsay, and you're giving a version through someone else's experience versus your own. You know, your experience is saying that his foot is still clubbed. Your experience is saying that he is malnourished. If you're going to report, that's the type of things you report, because that's what's going to get the attention of the people that we're trying to get the attention of, right? Not just calling in talking about a bunch of stuff that is viral. That will not help the case. This is why I was told to do the petition, and why I want y'all to keep signing the petition, because it's like a peaceful protest. It's a peaceful way and an easier way to keep track of complaints that people have. That's why write in those comments underneath the petition. Tell us why you signed the petition. Like, do all of those things, because that will help in the long run with trying to prove to this the city of Baltimore and the state of Maryland that Chrisean is not fit mentally to be raising her kid. That is what's truly going to get Chrisean removed from her. Okay? That's what's going to get him removed. Not just saying that she's a bad mom, because then again, they could always reunite them. The turnover rate with them giving the kid back is high. It's a high percentage. She's already gotten her kid taken once, and they already gave him back. We want Chrisean Jr. to be raised by people that are actually going to look out for him. Child protection scares me, because just because the social worker may be sweet and kind, that's not who's going to be looking after Chrisean. Okay? That's not who's going to be looking after him. He's going to be sent either to an orphanage, a temporary group home, or foster family and whatnot. That's the fear of who he's going to land with. And are they going to do right by him, or are they going to take that check, because the 2 checks that they get from having him in their custody, and not do right? Spend the boy money and just leave him upstairs locked in a room, because that could happen too. So we can't just look at it from one side, because even with child protection removing him, we're not in control of what happens after that. And also, we won't be able to see. We won't know. Okay? So we can get Chrisean Jr. taken, he's gone, and then just gone. Never lay eyes on the kid again. It's why I wanted to try to find someone suitable to look after Chrisean Jr. that is in the family. That's why they usually try to give the child to family members before they place them in the system. They try to give the family a chance to look after and raise the child. And how they do it nowadays is anybody that's related to the kid. Anybody. Whether you a cousin, uncle, aunt, mama, dad, grandpa, uncle, none of that matters anymore. Anybody that's related that they know is on the family tree, they're going to send you a piece of paper and say, like, hey, this a relative is, da da da, and yeah. And if they have multiple kids, you got to take all the kids. You got to take every single one. At this point, it's just Chrisean Jr. So I would rather find somebody that can step up before just sending him into CPS's hands. Because you have to remember, some places are worse. Now, don't get me wrong, it don't get too much worse than Chrisean. But it could. And we will have no idea. And I don't think any of us will want to be responsible from removing Chrisean Jr. to a worse situation. I don't want to make it a lesser evil situation, but I also don't want to make it to where we've done everything in our powers and our due diligence. It worked. We get him out of there, and then it's just we have no idea what happens to him after that. I don't want that. I would at least want us to be able to get an update on him to let us know that, oh, yeah, he's doing good. He's got this. I would love that. And that's enough. We don't need an update every month. As long as the family's doing what they need to do to take care of him, we're good. Like, we don't need to watch, all of that. No, it's creepy. We don't need that. We just want to know that he's all right. That's all. Just a little bitty update, like, yep, he's fine. He's getting things corrected and all that. That's good enough. We'll just hope for the best. We'll just hope for the best. I actually have to do another show. I have a coffee show that I'm about to do, because I don't want to miss that, because I have it scheduled for today. Tomorrow when we come live, we will get into Sean Malone. Yeah, I am thinking positive. I want good for him. And so I'm not trying to think negative, but I also am a firm believer in being a realist and looking at it from both perspectives, instead of just being like naive and being like, oh yeah, we get him taken by child protection and everything is going to be perfect. In a perfect world. But that don't always happen. It's a higher probability that that's not going to happen. Okay? So we have to think both sides. We have to have a plan A, B, C, D, E. Okay? So right now, we need people to keep signing those petitions. We're also going to set up boycotts, okay, against everything with Lemmy, unless Lemmy wants to help us. Because I will be reaching out to Lemmy on Instagram and other platforms about Chrisean Jr., okay, and seeing if he wants to help or if he thinks there's anything that he could do. I will see, because you never know. Sometimes, people don't necessarily know what's going on. Who knows if Lemmy paying attention to all that stuff. So I will reach out to him and see what Lemmy thinks and how he feels about how people, because Lemmy will respond. He will. He's not a person that just ignores everything. You don't need a check mark next to your name for him to consider you important. So, yeah, I do think that Chrisean Jr. does need to be taken, though. I do. If I'm being honest. Him saying with Chrisean is not an option. I don't feel that is an option. I don't. I get in her own twisted way. You know, protest what? No, we can boycott. We can set boycotts up to where we're boycotting Zeus, baddies, all type of stuff. We can make it real difficult out here for him. We could. We could. People removing their subscriptions and stuff to Zeus and whatnot, and there's ways. Correct. Chrisean's upcoming fights and stuff that she has coming up, we can have those boycotted. There's things that we can do. We're just going to have to exhaust all of our options until we have none left. But right now we have them, so we're going to use them. Right now we have them, so we're going to use them. Okay. I love you all. I'm going to be headed over to coffee. I'm just check my community one. I'll tell you when. We will be live tomorrow talking about Chrisean, Sean Malone, how he may be helping her, not putting his hands over CPS eyes, and protecting her so that she's still able to keep Chrisean Jr. Okay. So we will get into that, and we'll get into more, and also the petition and more resources of things that we can do. And we will open up the call lines again. Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for all of y'all support. Hold on. Thank y'all for all of the super stickers and whatnot that were flying past. I love you all so much. And shout out to Ro and Yvonne for the Cash Apps. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all. Okay. I love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Be here. Call in, all that good stuff. Let me know if you have any ideas, or if you have something that you want us to support that you have going on already to help Chrisean Jr. Let us know. We're here. We'll help. We'll do whatever we can. But we have to save Chrisean Jr. and we have to save him now. Okay. We have to save him now, right? Love you all. Until tomorrow.